Just medicate it. Some Xanax, little Valium, chill out. Turn yourself into a zombie. Well, good morning, everybody. It's me, Mitch. I'm going to cook breakfast today, but this is going to be a little different. I'm not going to record it with that fancy camera to follow me all over the place, because today I want to talk to you about something that really doesn't involve learning how to cook bacon and eggs one more time. But we're just not having the success. We're not having the success that we hear about other people having, living this lifestyle. And we get discouraged. And it doesn't usually take long before, especially in the early stages, in the first week or two or three, or maybe even the first month, doesn't take long for us to say, well, I guess I'm different. So we find so many people that have commented, so many names who've commented to me in my videos. I'm on day 3, I'm on day 5, I'm on day 7. I'm really excited. I can't wait to get over this adaptation phase. I can't wait till my gut straightens out. I'm really excited about this. Carnivore for life. Go, go, go. Yes, sir. And I never hear from them again. I never hear from most of them, not just some of them again. But when I go back over and look at old comments and look at on these videos and look at the names of the channels or the names, the YouTube names of some of these people, they come and they go at an alarming rate. They question whether not only does this really work, but they somehow think that maybe they're different than everybody else who it worked for. The recidivism rate is incredibly high, and it's very sad. And most often, it's something else besides the food, the timing of the food, how to prepare the food. The biggest factor, of course, we talk about constantly is cravings and carbohydrate addiction. But that's only one of the main factors that can sabotage any effort to do any diet. And if you've gotten older like I have over the years and look back at your own experience, trying to get healthy, trying to lose weight and maintain that loss, which is basically statistically down to less than 5% of the people who have lost weight in this country. We all wonder why not. And society is very quick to blame us for it. You were weak. You ate too much. You didn't exercise enough. You're lazy. Shame on you. We told you how to do it. We told you to starve yourself and work yourself to death. And shame on you that you couldn't sustain a diet as torturous and unsustainable as that. And this advice was coming out of the mouths of sick and fat doctors and nurses and dietitians and everybody else in the medical community who says to you, well, just do what I say, don't do what I do, because they couldn't do it either. They couldn't do it either. How many of them actually took the time to try to figure out why they were giving advice that was impossible? Well, I know of a couple. Ken Berry, Sean Baker, Anthony Chafee, and a few of the other carnivore or keto YouTube doctors actually took the time to do some research and figure it out. So what is it? What is it that causes us even if we do everything right, even if we learn how to cook and make the right foods and buy the right air fryer and watch the right channels and get involved in the communities, what, besides carb addiction, and we talk about that all the time, that's not what this is about, what else can sabotage our diets? And the answer is very, very obvious and very, very prevalent. And in my opinion, and I'll stress that strongly, this is my opinion based on a lot of thinking and figuring and research into biochemistry and physiology. It's not something you haven't heard before, not something that you don't hear all the time, usually mentioned in passing. That's one of the things you need to do to be successful, but it's usually just on a list of things and never, I don't think, really delved into that deeply. And that thing I'm talking about, can I have a drum roll, please, is stress. Stress. We've heard you need to eliminate stress. Oh yeah, okay, tell you what. You're telling me to eliminate stress? That's great. Here, I'm going to send you all my bills that you have to pay. I'm going to send you all of the things that I deal with, all the problems I have in my life. In this world of ours, I'm going to turn my entire life for you to manage. I'm going to go lay on a beach somewhere and be unstressed so that I can lose weight and succeed on a diet. Now, we all know that's impossible. Like addictions, stress is not something we have a hell of a lot of control over. Oh, there's techniques. We can meditate. We can sit down and recite mantras all day long. Well, we can take drugs, which is the medical community's answer to relieving stress. Just medicate it. Some Xanax, little Valium, chill out. Turn yourself into a zombie as your life goes to hell because you're not dealing with any of your problems. And yet this stress, I think, is responsible for the failure of almost as many people as caving into their cravings caused by addiction. So what do we do? Well, there's no easy answer. There's no easy answer to that. The only sad fact is that you have to somehow reduce your stress. You might think that's funny coming from me in the fact that I have elected to go on YouTube and subject myself to the ridiculous human race and their asinine comments and criticisms. And yes, obviously, some of my past videos, you can tell that it has stressed me out some, and I'm working on it by putting it into its proper perspective, by learning where this stress comes from, and having conversations with myself. Do I really need to be stressed about this? Can I comment on it in an entertaining way on YouTube and be dispassionate and not feel the anger boiling up in me? And I've been, believe it or not, relatively successful. Although when I do these rant videos, I found that people are entertained if I appear to be really worked up. And maybe I'm a good actor. But inside, I'm not agitated. My stress levels, believe it or not, are very low. And I do it in a number of ways. I have decided for myself, as a caring member of society who really hates to see our country go to hell, that one of the most stressful things I could do is agonize and talk about politics everywhere and every day. And one of the downfalls or pitfalls about talking about politics is only one of two things is going to happen. You're either going to be preaching to the choir and that makes you feel good, or you're going to be dealing with idiots on the other side that just stress you out even more. The best thing to do is just make a little pact with yourself and say, you know, whatever happens will happen. Whoever they elect, they'll elect. For me, I've adopted whatever happens, I'll deal with it. I won't worry about it before it happens. I will deal with it. I will not tune to either CNN or Fox and watch one side or the other all day long, because they, in order to earn money, have to keep me stressed out so that I will be nervous. They have to keep telling me what the latest crisis is that I have to agonize over, and what I need to do to help solve it. And that usually involves spending a lot of money and buying a lot of crap. Marching with signs. The vegans do it. We're being capitalized on by those that profit on our emotions, want to see us riled up, want to see us taking sides, want to see us constantly angry and stressed out. Our society is built on the crisis of the minute. Every time you look, there's a crisis. There's a crisis. The temperature is hot. It's a crisis. You need to worry about it. What can you do about it? Well, nothing, but you need to worry about it. You need to find a cause for something that they make you think will actually solve a crisis or a problem that isn't a crisis or a problem. It's just natural order of things. So I've been able to ignore all that stuff by studying climate change and the reality of it over eons of time, realizing that it is all hype, and we're not going to do anything about it. And the fat cats that are pushing it are not giving up their private jets either. Why should I stress about it? Crime. You turn on the morning news and it's not the news anymore, it's the morning crime report. You're paranoid living in your own house. You got guns in every drawer. You got the doors locked. You got bars on the window. And you're stressed out. You're stressed out. And the sad thing is, when you do study, and I'm not going to get into all the chemistry of it now, but when you do study what happens when you're stressed, when you do study the effects of the stress hormones, of the adrenaline, of the cortisol, and you learn what the original purpose of these stressors was, and how it just became incredibly destructive in a society that we live in, that once you stress 24/7, you realize it is blocking the efforts that you're making to normalize your metabolism. It is keeping you 24/7 on a heightened state of alert for danger, which was never meant to be 24/7. It was only meant to be for short periods of time when there was imminent danger, like a tiger looking like it was going to attack you. And you got that fight or flight response, and your entire body got ready to sometimes even perform superhuman physical feats of running away or fighting, just like the sugar that we eat today had a purpose way back then, but it was not available almost all the time. And even though it was harmful to us, it served a purpose. It helped us survive. We can handle the sugar. We've got some techniques for that, as evidenced by the number of people that actually do prosper on a meat-based diet. But I don't think we're doing too good with the stress. It's a battle I fight every day. It's one of the reasons I hate to say hide out, but it's one of the reasons why I'm more comfortable at home by myself, not being exposed to this world and all the lunacy in it. And I'm also finding, if I read deeply into the comments that I get, that most of the successful people on Carnivore have come to terms with that and are content in their life, don't want for a lot of things, are de-stressed most of the time, and because of that fact, their physiology calms down. Their stress hormone levels decrease, and all of the metabolic activity caused by these hormones ramping up that fight or flight response keeps us from losing weight. I could talk about this for hours, and I don't want to bore you because my breakfast is ready. But if I make one point in this video, that one point is never underestimate the destructive nature of what stress does to your body on a continued and chronic level, and how it actually may be why you fail on these, I hate to call them diets, but why you fail and can't sustain this, why you're not losing the weight that you want to. And start working and discussing more some strategies to put the things that they want us to consider crises into proper perspective, especially as they deal with you in your own life. Find activities that make you laugh. And if you've ever watched one of my live streams, that's the real me. You'll see me laughing and laughing. Use your sense of humor. There's an old saying, laughter is the best medicine. And I got to tell you, whoever said that was brilliant, just brilliant. You can't be upset or stressed while you're laughing out loud. Try to find more things in your day that make you laugh. And you'll be amazed, I think, that all of these other things that you're doing and working so hard at will actually start giving you some results. And life will just be a lot better. And the magic thing that will happen is you may start to actually feel content. And when people ask you, how are you? You look at them and smile. And my pat answer to that, and it comes from my heart and I really mean it. My answer to that question is always, if I was any better, it would be illegal. Take the rest of the day off and eat meat and relax.